Hello, everybody. Welcome to Top Football Club, Top FCTV. We are live with another match reaction. We have to talk about the Goons, the Gooners, Arsenal Football Club winning at the last minute. Declan Rice, the hero for the Gooners tonight. However, a tough match against Luton Town. But before we start with the match, talking about the match, first of all, we don't have Arsenal fans right now. But I want to say this: if you are an Arsenal fan, if you are any other fan of football, consider there's a link in the description, there's a link in the chat. You can come join us and you can have your say live. So keep that in consideration. You don't need to have a camera on. If you just want to come on and say your say, you can do so. Just hit the link in the description or in the chat, and you are more than welcome to come on the show and have your say. Let us know what you think on this match. Arsenal beating Luton Town in the last minute 4-3. So the call is going to be open. You can come have your say. So please, I suggest you coming on because I really want to hear everybody's opinion. Please smash the like button. Smash the like button so this can be seen by more Arsenal fans and, of course, football fans in general. We're going to start talking about the game, and let me give you my thoughts first of all in this match reaction. Let me give you my thoughts on this match in particular. A lot of Arsenal fans have this problem right now where they think that Arteta needs to be gone and they are the worst team in the world. And every time Arsenal wins and they don't like it, they celebrate. They don't celebrate the goals. They don't celebrate the wins, which is mind-boggling to me. It's crazy to me that there can be fans out there that don't celebrate a win for their club. It is incredible. I've never actually seen this, and I see it a lot in Arsenal fans. Big YouTubers do it. I think a lot of them do it for the clout, for the notoriety, to be talked about, to be seen. And I do believe that's what they do. I don't believe half of the stuff that they say. And there's other fans that think that everything is amazing. They're going to be champions, and there's nothing to be fixed. And I think there needs to be a middle in this situation, a balance. Arsenal made mistakes in this match. You have to admit it. They did make a lot of mistakes. They actually let Luton Town, one of the bottom teams right now, and I'm going to check where Luton is seated in the table right now. Luton is 17th, so 9 points. And today they had an opportunity to steal 3 points away from the top team right now in the Premier League. One thing I will say about Arsenal Football Club, one thing I will say about them is that regardless if they play good or not, what they've managed to do this season, what Arsenal has managed to do this season is be able to have something that champions always have. In that even when you play a bad game, even when you're not performing well, you end up getting the result. You somehow manage to come get the result. And Arsenal does do that. Arsenal does that. Does do that. That didn't make any sense. Sorry. But Arsenal does that. Right now, sitting at 36 points after a tough match away from home. Yes, again, Luton Town is 17th in the league. They're not the strongest team in the Premier League. Of course, I know that, 100%. I agree with all the things that some fans might say about this match in particular. I get it. I understand it. However, you have to be happy that your team won and got the 3 points. I don't understand this narrative that some fans have that they don't celebrate goals and they don't celebrate their team winning. That is nonsense to me. Now you can point out and have a balance and point out whether you like Arteta and what he does. A lot of people think that he is a manager that really likes to play manager per se, moves players that he doesn't need to move. Talking about the goalkeeper, it turned out that Ramsdale and Raya, to me right now, I don't know the difference, to be honest with you. I don't know. I really don't understand the difference when it comes to Raya and Ramsdale. I don't, because in this match in particular, two of those goals were mistakes by Raya. And so you got to take that in consideration. And I think that this is possibly for Arteta, this is possibly a mistake. This was possibly a mistake by changing Ramsdale over Raya. Not that Ramsdale is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, but at the end of the day, I don't know that Ramsdale did enough to get out, and now you put in Raya that makes mistakes. So I think that was a mistake by Arteta, and it needs to be said by Arsenal fans. Need to be faulting the manager for doing this unnecessary move. I say the same thing about Onana in Manchester United. Ten Hag didn't need to do that. They didn't need to get rid of De Gea, who saved Manchester United in a lot of ways. Yes, Ramsdale, De Gea, they're not the greatest goalkeepers. They're not goalkeepers that are just gonna, knock you out of your boots and think that um, they're the greatest. No, certainly not. But they get the job done. They get the job done. And in contrast, you bring in Raya. I don't think Raya has done anything crazy or was this great goalkeeper for you to bring and cause this attention that you didn't need to have. So that's one point. On another end, he brought in Kai Havertz, who people have been mouthing and complaining about all uh season long, basically. All season long, people have been complaining about Kai Havertz. And what it comes down to is he needed time to get adjusted in Arsenal, and now he comes on. He plays in this left midfield position next to Declan Rice on the left side, kind of right behind the Martinelli, etc. And he is actually performing. He is actually performing match after match. He is getting it done. So my question out there, and that is the poll of this show tonight, and I want you to vote. I want you to vote because I want you to tell me, what do you think? I have my glasses, by the way. They're like anti-glare, so at this point, I hope they're not messing you up, showing that blue glare. But regardless, I want you to vote or comment and let me know what you think. Is Kai Havertz? What does he need to do for Arsenal fans to actually not fall in love with him, but at the end of the day, appreciate that he is turning things around? Because for 3 games in a row, he's been scoring for Arsenal and he's been getting the job done. He's been playing well. He's not the best player at Arsenal, nor is he going to be honest with you. I don't think that he was brought to be that. Uh, but he is getting the job done. He is getting something done. So I want to know from Arsenal fans, what do you think about Kai Havertz now? Today, he's got a 7.7 score as far as the match that he played today, scoring a goal. He saved Arsenal a few games back as well, scoring the last one as well. So what do the goons think of Kai Havertz at this moment in time? I want to know. Is it still not enough? Are they still not convinced that Kai Havertz is potentially a good signing? Not the best signing for Arsenal, but at least not a mistake anymore by Arteta. A lot of people say, well, he didn't treat other players like he treats Kai Havertz when it comes to Arteta. Well, at the end of the day, some managers do have those cliches. They have those fetishes by other has those players that they just fall in love with. That at the end of the day, nobody understands. But at this point, the last 3 matches by Havertz have been really good matches. I'm going to go with the comment right there. Stu MC says Arsenal fans are entitled snobs. Havertz could never succeed at Chelsea with the average brainless footballers. With Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, etc., he can interplay well with first-time passing triangles. I appreciate that comment, Stu MC. Let me know what club you're a fan of, and please let's keep interacting in this chat. And by the way, to everybody else that's watching, you can have your say. There's a link in the chat, a link in the description where you come on and let me know what you think about this match in particular. By the way, tomorrow we have a big stream. We're going to have Chelsea fans, Manchester City fans. We're going to have Manchester United fans, because we're going to do another one of these reaction instant fan highlights streams, because tomorrow is a big one. We got big matches tomorrow in a long stream around 4 p.m. Central Time, United States, and 10 p.m. UK time. So please, Stu, keep on commenting and let me know what you think, brother. I appreciate that comment. And please hit the like button. Let's get to 20-30 likes in this. We're starting to do streams in this channel daily now, and it's good for us if you keep liking the streams. But I have a pot. Definitely, David Raya got 5 points. So David Raya was the man with the most mistakes in this match, clear mistakes. Maybe not as bad as Onana mistakes. Maybe David Raya didn't make the mistakes that Onana made in that famous Galatasaray away in the Champions League. But those two mistakes were pretty tough to watch. I mean, that corner, and at the end of the day, though, but Arsenal fans, you let me know, because I mean, Arsenal is having trouble defending set pieces, especially corner kicks, and that's something that is mind-boggling. I remember this. I go back to South America. I'm South American. I watch River Plate every week, and this he was having Marcelo Gallardo in River Plate was having this problem, having the best team in South America. How can this be? You know, the best team still having problems with set pieces. Well, it happens with Arsenal today, and it's tough to watch sometimes because all goals came from set pieces for Luton Town. And Luton Town is not listen, they're gonna fight relegation. That's a fact. But it just they're not the greatest. They should be beaten by Arsenal, but by this Arsenal team. But I'm not going to go crazy and think that Arsenal are the worst team in the Premier League or almost, and they don't deserve to have any anybody talking good about them. I think this which is a tough match for Arsenal playing the Luton Town at home, and Luton prepares for these matches. The same thing with Liverpool. It happened. The same thing happened with Liverpool. They lost at the end, and because Luton and all these teams prepare their lives for these matches. Stu MC says Sevilla. You're for you follow Sevilla. Okay, nice. It's a rough season so far. Not happy with Victor Orta's recruitment in the place of brilliant Monchi at now at Villa. Yeah, 100%. You say Gallardo. Now there's a manager I'd take at Sevilla, a Bielsa disciple with a splash of Simeone. 100%. Yeah, no, Gallardo. But right now, it's questioned because he's going with Karim Benzema, Kante, and the rest, Fabinho over there in the Middle East. So, but might be a stepping stone for Europe at some point in time. The owners of that team own a lot of other teams as well. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. But let's keep on. Let's stay focused on this match in particular because I came out this season and said, and a lot of people, maybe Stu, you might roast me for this one, but I came and said I think Arsenal have the potential to win this season. I think that they can do it based on what they did last season. I think that this season they're not as great offensively, but they've gotten a lot better defensively. And a lot of times you need that balance. Now, looking at what David Raya has been doing this whole entire season, not just this match in particular, but the whole entire season, it makes me question to whether because every champion needs a goalkeeper that you can count on to save you every time. You're gonna need one of those, and especially in a big team where you might be dominating the game. You might be dominating the game, but also you're gonna have one of those two plays that you need your goalkeeper to save you because if not, then things turn out really bad. And I think that's what um, you need is an Arsenal team. And I think that to a certain extent, that's what I'm saying. You got to take in consideration that a lot of people are talking about Raya now, but those same people, those same fans, didn't have a problem with Raya coming on and replacing Ramsdale. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. And now they have a problem with it. Well, to a certain extent, of course, right? Well, you didn't expect Raya to make these mistakes, but I just felt like Arteta in the beginning of the season. If you follow me, you know I've said this that I just feel like this is a mistake. This is a problem that nobody's asking for. Nobody's thinking about let's get a goalkeeper. Nobody, no Arsenal fan thought this season we need a goalkeeper to win the Premier League. Not one that I've heard. I've heard strikers, midfielders. Declan Rice came on, Havertz came on, and then of course a center striker. And you still need one of those, by the way. Even though Gabriel Jesus played terrific today, 8.8 score, scoring a goal. Gabriel Jesus to me, I in the beginning of the season I said I think he's going to be the 9 for Arsenal in this season. I think he should be given the opportunity. But a lot of the things that lately have happened with him, especially him saying that he's not goal scoring is not his strongest suit playing for Brazil, that kind of set me back a little bit because the mentality that tells you what his mentality is. Now he's an excellent finisher. I mean, when he's got a nice technique, is what I'm saying. He's not a 20, 30 goal scorer for the Premier League. He's not. So now what I've seen so far with Gabriel Jesus, I'm kind of falling off track, even though in the past few games he's been playing good. But I think that Ivan Toney was available. Now they're going to up his clause, and so at the end of the day, I think that's one position that they should have focused on and not focus Raya, not focus on Raya taking out Ramsdale and doing stuff backwards. And I think that in the beginning of the season, I said, even though I said the Arsenal potentially could win this season, and I have them as a favorite, and I have to go by it now. I have to die by the sword. I can't change my mind, right? If not, I'm going to be a flip flopping. But at the end of the day, you asked for a problem that you didn't have. And people are going to look at this game in particular and say, "Well, look at what he did on this game." But it's not about this game, even though, yeah, he made a lot of mistakes on this one. It's all season. Raya hasn't been good enough. He hasn't been good enough, and that is just the bottom line. A bottom line. Let's go with the comments. Stu says, "Villa, the truest test. The half spaces, especially being behind Rice in transitions and overloading the fullbacks will show just how more developed Arsenal truly really are." I will agree with that. I think the test is Aston Villa. Um, to be fair, though, Arsenal have beaten uh, some tough teams, Manchester City included. They kind of struggle with the lower teams. A lot of times that can be described because a lot of these lower level teams like Luton Town, like a Sheffield United, they will playing so different. They will playing so different to play a bigger team, even though they did beat Sheffield United in the beginning of the season. So it's not always going to happen. I mean, those smaller level teams are not always going to beat the big teams, but they just prepare different. So I think that, to your point, the truest test is going to be Aston Villa this weekend. We're going to do a fan reaction after that one. So please subscribe, hit the bell, for notifications, and please. Let's get to as many likes as we can on this one, so more fans can come and get involved, because I want to hear everybody's point of view. And Stu says Allison and Ederson have the footballing ability of Raya, but much better specimens for aerial challenges. Emi Martinez is Arteta's biggest gaff. Him in that team is much more solid. I could agree with that. I could agree with Emi Martinez being a solid, very good goalkeeper, of course, world champion. But to my knowledge, they didn't go for him. They didn't go for him. So I wonder what's up with that. You know what I'm saying? I wonder why they didn't go. Why wouldn't he go? Why is Arsenal going to get a loanee for a goalkeeper? You know what I'm saying? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. We're gonna listen to Mikel Arteta and some of the things that he had to say. Maybe some bits and pieces, and we'll see what happens. Stu says Arteta sold him when he put Leno back in. Which one are you talking about? Which one are you talking about, bro? I kind of got lost there for a second. Let's listen to Mikel Arteta, and maybe you tell me what his thoughts are after this match. That because we got to listen to the manager and see what he thinks. A lot of the managers are just not going to tell you the truth. That's just the way it goes. They're going to evade questions, etc. But please comment on what your thoughts on Kai Havertz is, because he seems to me in the last three games, not one, not a fluke, 3 games, that he has, to me, turned things around. To me, I believe so. So I don't think it's healthy for Arsenal fans to just keep complaining about how Arteta has signed, Havertz, and how his favoritism towards him. All managers have favorites, all of them. Stop this nonsense that managers love everybody the same. It's nonsense. Everybody has different types of players that they like. Stu says Emi Martinez started in Arteta's FA Cup win. Okay, got you. Keep up the good chat, though. Bit late here over here in Scotland. Bet for me, take it easy. So you appreciate you, Stu. Thank you for being on the show, brother. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. That way you don't miss out any more chat, any more videos. But I appreciate it coming on, man. Shout out to everybody in Scotland that watches this show as well. Appreciate you, brother, and have a good one. Let's listen to Mikel Arteta and what he had to say about this match in particular. Let's skip to the point where he says you have to win every game, and players showed how much more they wanted it. Let's listen to Mikel.
Yeah, twice. twice and playing every 3 days, and you have to win every game and every game and every game. Demands are there, and is the way they go about it. How much they want it. We have a talk at halftime. The things that we have to do better, and they are so willing. Sometimes it works better than others. Today we consider some goals that we're going to be disappointed with, but that's part of it as well. It's going to happen, and how we react to that, and it was great.
It's like the time of the season you scored a winning goal in the last sort of 2 or 3 minutes. What does that sort of say about refusal of this team to accept the draw?
We don't want to draw. We want to win, and that drive, that energy, that risk, and that emotion that we put in the pitch. I think you can sense it. I think we should have scored before with the chances that we had. We didn't, but we tried right till the end, and we got rewarded.
Does it worry you that games go so late? You just see it from the positive side in terms of what it does for psychology and talent?
No, because we didn't really concede again. Nothing, it was the two set plays and the goal that they scored. Apart from that, it was nothing else. But they were really efficient in the boxes today, and that's credit to the opponent as well. And you have to accept that.
Your team obviously showed great fortitude to win it at the end and stay in there for the whole game. What was your thoughts on that right performance? There was two potential errors on his part for two of the goals.
Talking about Raya.
We have to defend better the situations as a team. There are certain things leading to the goals, and it's not about blaming. We haven't never done it, and we're not going to do it now. It's about how the team reacts to that, because it's going to happen, and I love that response.
Well, now he talks about um Raya and how he's not gonna. There are certain things happen before the mistakes. Well, I'm not necessarily going to agree with that, because he didn't make mistakes. I mean, let's not mess around. If you are Teta, you got to take accountability. I can understand that he's not going to be, saying my goalkeeper messed up, so now we have to deal with that. Of course, he's not going to go crazy, but we all know, honestly, that he made some mental mistakes. He made some big mistakes that he needs to own up to. Raya made some mental mistakes. They are not as blatant and as nuts as Onana's mistakes, but they are still mistakes by the goalkeeper. So you have to keep that in consideration. You have to take accountability for what you do on the pitch. Now, let me go with the lineup in particular. We heard a little bit of what Mikel Arteta had to say, and honestly, a lot of people were talking about Trossard being on not being on the lineup. Listen, when it comes to this stuff, I don't get it. A lot of people complain about William Saliba as well, and how he didn't perform well, and Gabriel. And this is Arsenal fans that I'm listening to on Twitter, that I'm watching on Twitter, that the last week have been saying that Saliba is the best center back in the league, and Gabriel is right behind him. So what is it? I don't understand it. What is it? What is going on that makes people switch so bad, so fast, week after week? I don't get it. To me, Saliba is a solid center back. I would say one of the best in the league at this point, and one of the best as far as new players coming out and seeing all this stuff. Gabriel, really nice player as well. I don't think he's as good as Saliba. Maybe Saliba, I don't think he was terrible. I heard a fan say this earlier today, that he said, well, Saliba wasn't as good as he has been, but man, he's been really good. So if he lowers that a little bit, now all of a sudden he's bad. What are we talking about? This it's just nonsense. And there is an agenda. I will say this: I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I did pick them to win the Premier League this season, and I will back up my choice. If other fans or even Arsenal fans use that, how can you say that when we barely won against Luton? Well, let me tell you that Liverpool barely tied against Luton as well in that same stadium. And a lot of people have Liverpool as winning the Premier League. So let's not be have a double standard here. Let's be honest with each other and say what we think for real, and not just for the clout, not just for the likes, not just for the comments. So please let's be honest with ourselves. Declan Rice to me is the most important signing right now for any club in the Premier League. I had Doku is one of those, but I don't think Doku is as important for Manchester City than Declan Rice is for Arsenal. I think that if Declan Rice comes off this team, he's going to have the same effect that Rodri has if he comes off from Manchester City. So other people debated me and said that um, Madison would be better than Declan Rice for Tottenham. I don't think so. I think well, Madison is not playing for Spurs, and look at how they played in the second half against Manchester City. I think that he's an amazing addition, and I would have liked him to be playing for Newcastle. But at the end of the day, he's a great signing. But to me, Declan Rice is the best signing right now of this season, based on the games that we played so far. And I think this Kai Havertz thing, there's people that have agenda against this guy because Arteta brought him in, and because at Chelsea he wasn't performing. And a lot of Arsenal fans have this problem. They are so divided. Arsenal fans are divided, and that's the reason why. Well, some of them are salty, and other fans come right at them. Because they are divided. That you have YouTubers and fans that say that Arteta is the worst thing in history of humanity, and others that say that Arsenal is the best team in football history. There's no balance whatsoever in a lot of the ways that in a lot of things that I've been watching from Arsenal fans, and I think that this is a proper team. I think the Arsenal is a proper team in the Premier League. I think the Arsenal have everything to win this Premier League. Everything, everything to win it. I mean, they have to adjust certain things. No team is perfect. Listen, this notion that all teams, that you're supposed to dominate every single game, that is nonsense. That is rubbish. No team in the history of football does that ever. All teams have flaws. No team is perfect whatsoever. So you have to stop that nonsense that people are expecting Arsenal to kill everybody every single week, and that's not going to happen because no team does that. Again, I bring up the point of Liverpool Luton Town. Luton that's fighting relegation. So Manchester City has the same. They never expected them to lose against Wolves, even though Wolves is a better team than Luton Town at this point in time. But regardless, not one single person thought Wolves was going to win that match. So let's be honest with each other here. You know, I don't appreciate when people just say stuff for likes and crap like that. Um, I think the striker thing is going to be a situation. That's 100%. Now let's keep in mind, Sinchenko came on in the 64th minute. Trossard came on in the 64th minute as well for Martinelli. Sinchenko for Kivio, and both of those players to me didn't do much of anything. But Declan Rice, we have to talk about him a little bit more, because Declan Rice is, to me, what he looks like, the leader of this team. Should be, to be honest with you, I don't think he would have a problem being the captain of this team. Um, he's a leader. Football wise, he's a leader as well. Takes accountability, always carrying the ball, always hustling back, and ultimately being the hero for this Arsenal team multiple times this season already. So now they were in a situation where Luton Town went up three. It was 3-2, I believe, and it was a tough situation for Arsenal. But you got to look at it. You can look at things either the glass half empty or the glass half full. And at this point in time, I picked them to win the Premier League. So I'm gonna look at this halfway full and say that even though they were down, they managed to find it in themselves to come back and win this match. I think that's a big deal. I think that champions need this. Champions need to know how to come back and get points. And they certainly did do that. They did it. Other teams don't do that. Other teams do not do that. And so, do I still believe that Arsenal are going to win this season? Look, when you make your predicaments at the beginning of the season, you don't know much of what's going to happen. And after that, you watch games and you see what's happened, and of course, some things could change. But I'm still going to pick. I have my pick strong, and I do believe so. I'm going to keep going with Arsenal to win this season. Again, I'm a Newcastle fan, but this channel is a neutral fan. a neutral channel, rather say. We cover all teams. Again, tomorrow we're going to be live doing the match reaction, match highlights of Chelsea, Manchester United, and also the Manchester City Aston Villa match right here live, 4 p.m. Central Time, United States, and 10 p.m. UK. So keep that in mind, and of course subscribe if you haven't already done so. But I do believe that Arsenal has everything in their power to win this match. Man, I dropped my pen. I always need a pen. Um, Gabriel Martinelli played terrific. Declan Rice played amazing. Kai Havertz played really, really well. To a certain extent, to be honest, I would say that he played better than Rice, Martinelli. He was one of the best rated players in this match. And so, and that's why the question in the poll, that's why my question out there is, why do people keep doubting this player? Is it because of the history in Chelsea that all of a sudden uh, people just, they already have an agenda against them, and nothing is going to change their mind as to uh you know it's for this player? Because sometimes it's just like that. No matter what Havertz does, is going to change people's perspective on him. And I think that's not fair, and that's not cool, because this dude has been playing really good the past 3 weeks. I would say about a month. And not saying that a month is enough to turn around and say that he is going to be the best signing for Arsenal. I think Declan Rice has that by a mile right now. But regardless, I don't understand or agree people going nuts and crazy criticizing Havertz, not celebrating Havertz goals, which is crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy that you will put your hatred for a player above the love for your club. I need to question some of those fans that do that, 100%. And so, to a certain extent, I think this team has it enough. I think they need to get a proper striker, to say the least. But I'm still gonna have them as my pick. Um, but yeah, this is the reaction for this match. We went 30 minutes. We talked about it in length, and at the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna change. I still have them to win the Premier League. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I might be wrong. I might be I don't know. Some people might believe it, whatever. It doesn't matter. But look, at the end of the day, that's what I think. I think Arsenal Football Club are going to be winning this league this season. Hey, so consider subscribing, hit the bell for notifications. My name is Chris. We did a quick reaction so you can know what I think, and I would love to know what you think as well. Let me know in the comment section. Write us a message. Keep on chatting. Keep on commenting, and of course, share it with all your friends. As for now, oh, don't forget, tomorrow, match reaction, match highlights of Manchester United and Chelsea. And what's up? Look at that. Yo, Click, man. What's happening, brother? You gonna say, come on, you Gunners, with that logo. I can't read your logo really good. Or is it a banter logo? I don't I can't read your logo, man. Are you banting on against Tottenham? Because right now you say, come on, you Gooners, but your logo doesn't show that, brother. Let me know in the comment section. You must be supporting Arsenal, but your logo, I can't really read it from here. But let me know what you think about this match, bro. Hey, you say, okay, you must be an Arsenal fan, of course. Let me know what your logo says, bro, because I can't read it, but I would like to know what it says. So I'm sure it's something against Spurs, something killing Spurs, of course. I can't zoom in. I can't zoom in at all. Let me see. Uh, okay, I can zoom in now. 55 years without the title. And then I don't know what the bottom says, but it's hard to read the bottom, bro. It's hard to read the bottom. But yeah, Declan Rice was terrific, wasn't he? Declan Rice is the best. I've been saying this, bro, and you can tell me if you agree or not. I think that Declan Rice is the the best signing of the Premier League this season. I think he is really, really important for for the team. 61 and never again. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, though, man. I really do. Listen, I'm a Newcastle fan, but this is a neutral channel. We don't do any crazy stuff. We just talk about football, all teams, top teams. I include Newcastle, of course. I'm a fan. But you say, yeah, phenomenal player. No, I think Declan Rice is the best signing this season because of the importance. Now, Doku is one of them as well. Madison. But to be honest, to be fair with you, I think that Declan Rice, the importance of him, if you take Declan Rice off this team, I think that it's going to be tough for Arsenal. It's like it has the Rodri effect. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he would. It would be bad. It would be detrimental if Rice comes off this team for an injury or for whatever it is. I think so. So to me, I think he's a tremendous player. Now you say he is the reason we win this title if we do win it. Now let me tell you this, bro. I've been saying this in the beginning of the season. You weren't part of the stream, of course, but listen, I said that Arsenal is going to win this season, and I have again. I don't know why I always say this because people always hate and think that because you believe certain thing you're a fan of. I'm a Newcastle fan, but I'm an objective mind, and here in this channel we talk about all clubs, all big clubs, of course, being top FCTV, top football club, and I think the Arsenal is going to win it. And to your point, clutch player, fucking class, and I think that he is going to be one of the reasons, like you say. Um, I rate Gabriel Jesus, but some things lately have kind of switched my mind a little bit. So I do believe that at some point in time, maybe in February, that Arsenal might need to go for maybe not a top name, maybe not, that might not be possible, but need to put a little bit of competition in that striker position for the Gooners. So hey, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens, and I might be wrong, but a lot of Arsenal fans that are killing Arteta and killing this team because of this victory today. It's incredible. It's incredible because I don't understand it. Number one, that you're a fan of this team and you're still hating on the team. You don't celebrate their wins, which is nuts to me. Um, but what I look at when I saw this match is yes, there were mistakes by Arsenal, but they have something that a champion always have, and it is that even when you play bad, you manage to get the points, you manage to get the win. That's what champions have. And so you can never underestimate that. You can never count them away. And they have done it multiple times this season. So keep that in your thoughts. Keep that in your thoughts. That's what I think. Now you say, wonder how you end up being a fan of the Magpies. Well, listen, I'm Peruvian, so Norberto Solano, I don't know if you're old enough. He played for the Magpies and he was a really big he's a legend in the club. Uh, but I've actually recently in the last few years or year and a half kind of claim that. I always follow them, always sympathize. But now that I started the channel, etc., I'm kind of repping them. I was a fan growing up of a certain club that that might have something in common with you. But I'm always but I always try to keep it objective because if I'm just sitting here in front of a camera, and I know that might get some views, bro. Some people get views of just ranting and venting and yelling, and I do yell sometimes when I get upset, but all day to do that, I feel like my liver would explode. I couldn't do that. I couldn't fake it for the camera. Some people do. Some people, and that's how they got famous, and that's how they're millionaires on YouTube because they do that. I can't do that, unfortunately. So you know what I mean. Unfortunately, for I don't know. I don't care to be somebody else, but I love talking football and respecting, of course, counter opinions, etc., debating. But I'm not just going to sit here and say Arsenal suck just for the hell of it. They don't suck. They're a nice team. So you know what I mean. You say I don't know if you know this YouTuber called Lee Gunner, possibly the worst fan of a club can have. He actually hates on Kai Havertz whenever he scores in recent matches. Disgraceful. Listen, I know of Lee Gunner and I know of other Arsenal fans that are following that trend as well because there are more YouTubers that follow that trend and think that it's cool to do that, and they are getting views, they are getting subscribers because they're doing that. I think that ultimately Arsenal has a wonderful fan base when it comes to YouTube, but also a very divided fan base that likes that stuff. So, you know, people subscribe to him and they like him, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What can you do? they're feeding into it, and that's why they do it. Yeah, Lee Gunner is. Listen, I agree with a lot of things he says. I don't agree with a lot of things he says. Certainly not celebrating the goal because you don't like a player. It's nuts to me because if you're a fan, the thought process doesn't shouldn't come into consideration for anything. You see what I'm saying? Like in this minute, when did he score? Like the 97th minute of the match. I'm not thinking if I'm a fan of Arsenal, I'm not thinking straight. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm not waiting till Declan Rice, of course, he's not Kai Havertz, but I'm sure Lee Garner he has problems with Arteta as well. So ultimately, this is an Arteta win at the end of the day as well. So at that point, though, 97th minute, I wouldn't be thinking rationally to say I'm not going to celebrate this. You see what I'm saying? Like I would just be like, I would be going nuts over a win. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Hey, yo, clicks, man. Yeah, we're about to finish too, bro. She says, "All right, man. It was nice speaking to you. 110 in the UK. Got to school tomorrow. Stay blessed. Hey, consider subscribing, bro. I appreciate you coming on. Subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications, and don't miss out on any more shows tomorrow. We have a big one, 10 p.m. UK time. We're gonna be live, doing a lot of talking about matches as well. City, Manchester United, and then Manchester City as well, Aston Villa. So hey man, appreciate you coming on. And of course, always big up everybody that's been coming on. Um, Thank you, clicks. I appreciate you, man. Don't miss out tomorrow, 10 p.m. UK time. We're here live again. We're gonna have a panel tomorrow. So a Chelsea fan, City fan, and United fan as well. So we're gonna be talking about those big match tomorrow, man. Big week. So yeah, man. Hey, big up. Go to school, man. Do your thing. Do your homework. Stay good in school, and we'll see you tomorrow and on the next days, bro. Stay safe. Everybody else that want to have your last comments, come on and say so. Or if not, we can call it a night, because we started about 42 minutes ago. I don't want to take too much time on this match, but yeah, it was a to me. There's a lot of positives to take from this match. You can never underestimate the heart of a champion. Yes, Arsenal are not a champion yet. They were close last season. They bottled it because that is a true fact. They bottled it. But at the end of the day, if you don't learn from that, there's no coming back. And I think that this season, what Arteta did was implement a defensive style. They're better defensively than last season. Arsenal. They're lacking the same offense as last season, I think, but ultimately that could be accounted to the striker not being there, 100%. But look at that. Cat Fisherman says Declan Rice, my captain. What a player! So happy tonight. I appreciate your brother coming on, man. Cat Fisherman UK. Nice to have you on. Of course, I'm assuming you're in the UK, so I appreciate you coming on late at night, man. Thank you for the comment. Please consider subscribing, hit the like, and of course, appreciate you coming on. And yes, Declan Rice to me, I said it before with the previous commenters. I think that he's the best signing this season in the Premier League because of the importance that he has on this team of Arsenal. I think I mean I don't think any other player that has the same value as far as importance for a team at this moment in time, for a team. So I think yeah, I think he's incredible, a really good leader. To be honest with you, I can't remember who is the captain for Arsenal right now. Who is Arsenal's captain? Is it Odegaard? Oh yeah, Odegaard. Okay, well I guess you can keep Odegaard, but to be honest with you, the leader of this team coming up with a bullet would be none other than Declan Rice. I mean, he is a leader in the midfield. And so it wouldn't surprise me if maybe next season or so he proves himself more this season, and next season he comes back as a captain. I don't know if Odegaard would mind. He doesn't seem like the type that would make a big deal out of that. But regardless, you know, I think that could be something because man, he is really a leader carrying the ball back and forth. Tremendous win. But anyways, man, I'm gonna call it a night. Unless you have another comment that we can react to. But other than that, man, we said we just need you say we just need a clinical striker. Yeah, 100%. I can agree with that. In the beginning of the season, I was a really fan of Gabriel Jesus, but I mean, it's tough now. I I usually try to keep the same energy all season, but I think this season he's changed my mind a little bit. He's got a great technique, but at this point I might have to switch on him and not think that he is a clinical striker like you say. So I think Arsenal have the money to do it, and that's the one position that they need to focus on. Even I know that Osimhen and everybody else is hard in February or January rather to get somebody like that, a big name. But regardless, man, regardless, you got to try. You're Arsenal Football Club. You got a whole month to get something done. Get it done, man. Get it done. And I'm telling you what, a lot of players that are playing other in other leagues that are world class or top class would enjoy to come to the Premier League and play for Arsenal. I'm telling you, don't underestimate this. You said Jesus is class, but not clinical enough. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I agree with that. He's not that type of player that you think, you know, he's going to score 30 goals this season. You know what I'm saying? He's not that type of guy. And unfortunately, you know, he's got a lot of talent. He's got so much finesse. And today he scored. But he's just not that one dude. You know, he's not that guy. I'll take Ivan Tony. A lot of people would take Ivan Tony. You know, to be fair with you though, um, I, listen, he is a clinical striker, like you say. You still at the end of the day, I don't know. He's about 30 years old. I don't know he has proven himself for a big team. You know what I'm saying? Let me just before we end the stream, man, because I just want to clarify something. But man, playing at Brentford. I'm not even going to take the gambling stuff into 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 this. But yeah, you know, I just don't know, man. I think a lot of people overrate him, and I may be wrong as well. But I'm not so crazy about Ivan Tony as an objective fan. I'm not a fan of Arsenal, so um, you know. But I'm trying to look at football from the different perspective. I do respect your opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to look things up real quick. I don't know. I don't know that I don't rate him as high as other people do. But listen, that could be a player that you bring in and of course switches things up and all of a sudden becomes really, really good and important for your team. You just never know at the end of the day. But I will say this though. I will say this. I don't know if he is as possible as he was previously because Brentford has is going to renew his contract, make it higher, and so that means that it's going to cost Arsenal a little bit more. So at this point, it's about listen, it's about what you want. You want to, you've been spending, you didn't care about spending over 100 million on Declan Rice, so just get it done. Spend on Ivan Tony or any other top class striker. Um, you say Osman is good, but I can't see Arsenal paying that much to be honest. Well, then again, to my point, I didn't see Arsenal paying that much for Declan Rice, but they did it, bro. They did it. So you know what I'm saying? They did it. And this summer, Arsenal blew my mind because I was like, I didn't expect them to say, listen, I don't care what it costs. Give me this dude, Declan Rice. And they were right about this one. They were right. You got to you got to you got to admit it. They were right about Declan Rice, 100%. And so, hey, at the end of the day, I think that if you want to win want to be a champion, you have to spend on it. Look at City, man. They don't give a damn. They spend on it. Yeah, they have a cap where they go to. You know, that's why they didn't get Declan Rice. But ultimately, um, you know, you can't be scared. So you said that's what missing. That's what's missing. That clinical striker. We are Haaland up in front. We have Haaland up in front, and we won the league. It's gonna striker. We have If you had Haaland up in front, you said you would win the league. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, Haaland is a tremendous, tremendous talent. Of course, 100%. I can agree with that. Anybody could agree with that. But I threw this name out there for Arsenal fans and to tell me what you think. So I'm gonna say it again to see what you say. I think that Lautaro Martinez would be a nice target. You know, but some people call me crazy that he wouldn't come to Arsenal. Why wouldn't he come to Arsenal? He's played at Inter Milan, one of the greatest clubs in football history. But he can come to the Premier League. He's played there already, a couple years. You know, been scoring a lot of goals. Almost won a Champions League, whatever. Campione dello Scudetto. Why don't you come to England, play in the Premier League? That's an objective for most players, and play for Arsenal, another big club in football history. Why wouldn't he? I mean, this notion that people just think that Arsenal is whatever and nobody cares. That's nonsense, man. That's 100% nonsense. But listen, I'm gonna call it off. I appreciate everybody coming on, everybody watching this stream. Thank you for being on the stream. Again, we're gonna be live tomorrow with Manchester United, Chelsea game reaction, and of course Manchester City, Aston Villa in the same stream, 4 p.m. United States Central Time and 10 p.m. or 10:30 UK time. So please come back, hit the likes, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Cat Fisherman says, thanks very much. Good night from the UK. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you coming on. My name is Chris. Please follow me on Twitter at crod_FC. I'm gonna leave my socials on here so you can find me. That's my personal one, and of course, you can follow the channel TopFCTV. Both great Twitter accounts. You know, they on TopFCTV they put a lot of content, news, etc. And you can follow my personal at crod_FC. But anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow, find us on here. We're gonna have a panel. Chelsea fan, City fan, Manchester United fan, live here on TopFCTV. But for now, thank you to everybody that's been watching in the US and in the UK, of course. It's late at night, so I really appreciate you coming on. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.